Coming to you live from the SKL studios here in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. My name is Kevin Big Booty Bodie, and with me tonight I've got the one and only Peter Crafty Buckeye McKay.
Yeah, coming to you live on a Monday night.
Yes, the Blue Jays are playing. As you can see, we've got our jerseys on. Go Blue Jays, but we've got another game here in League of Legends for you. We have got Argon 53 going up against the newcomers, Lunatic Peace.
Yeah, and Argon 53 made a little jump in the standings last week with that 2-0. Lunatic Peace tied Fellowship of the Nerds in their first game of the regular season.
Yeah, very impressive.
So a huge win here could actually, with only 2 games played, having 4 points already, could be pretty huge.
Yeah, that would be very big for them in their kind of first foray into the league here. And the standings with them are going to be kind of skewed until they kind of make up the rest of their games.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but picking up points where they can is going to be huge.
Yeah, and exactly. If they can be a couple points behind when they have like those 3 extra games to play,
yeah,
and they might be tougher games, but if you can squeeze out a couple more points out in there, and then you're in the playoff spot.
Yep, definitely a possibility. We got bans coming fast and furious here already, though. The 3 bans put out for Lunatic Peace here on blue side: Gangplank, Callista, and Nautilus. All pretty straightforward bans. Callista, actually, a couple patches ago, those were very understandable bans. But this patch, they're not as strong as they once were. And then coming on the other side, Elise, Oriana, and Alistair. Actually, all champions we saw Lunatic Peace play last week.
Yeah, I would assume those are more target banned.
Yeah.
And then taking the Lee Sin away from Toast, which I don't know if that necessarily means this. I don't think this is a support trundle. I think that is support trundle.
Yep, and top Malphite.
And yeah, top Malphite. So I would assume it would be
Gragas jungle
or Rengar.
Yeah,
would be in his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
very easily.
That would be in his MO to pick one of those 2 champions.
Tom Kench, something that really has stayed on the bench for a while, and it looks like it's coming off.
Locked in.
It's
unbench the Kench.
Yeah, unclog the frog.
Unload your toads in Twitch chat, everybody. Sivir picked up as well. Very strong AD carry right now.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yep. Yeah, probably. So you think it's going to be top Tom or support Tom?
Honestly, I think that's something they could flex. Right now, I feel like Tom Kench would be more support-oriented, but I don't know how great it would be with a Sivir.
Yeah. It
wouldn't be awful, I guess, because Sivir doesn't really have any escapes except for the speed up with the ultimate. So, not awful, I would say, in general. But the double 80 carries picked up here, Graves and Kaylin, so they basically saving that last pick for Dark Creation.
Yeah, in that mid lane, that Graves will presumably be going jungle unless we see some funny swaps coming in.
I doubt it, yeah. Toast on the Graves jungle. Not something I have really seen yet, but I doubt it's something that he can't play.
What do you think of the Caitlyn pick at AD carry? Because you still had Lucian available, you still had Corki available. What do you think about the Caitlyn pick into Sivir?
I feel like it's long range. Sivir actually has a very short auto attack range, but with the boomerang, it obviously makes it seem like the poke is a lot more, and so it shouldn't be terrible as long as the trundle can peel it'll be able to slow her down.
Yep.
And there isn't too much to really spell shield, so it shouldn't be too bad, but it won't be like dominating, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I think you probably could have went for a Lucian here. It looks like that will be top Kench and Braum support, and then the last dude are bringing in the Lux in the mid lane. That's kind of that standard, if you got a blind pick, you can pretty safely blind pick Lux.
Yeah, no Ziggs. I was honestly expecting the Ziggs again.
Yeah, jeez.
Just because
a couple monster performances from the last dude.
Yeah, but just kind of expanding his champ pool that we've seen so far in SKL. So this will be the 3rd champ, Oriana, Ziggs. Like 2 champions that really aren't overall played that often, but still do a lot of AP damage, which they need, and they bring a different champion with some AP here and Lux.
Similar in concept with those ults.
Yeah, exactly.
Those long range ults. But we got Dark Creation playing that Yasuo. I still think one of the only 2 champions we've seen him play. Katarina. Yeah. Yasuo and Katarina.
He likes to go all in.
Yeah, it seems to be the only champions that guy, at least we've seen him play so far.
It is a Malphite Yasuo team comp.
Yeah,
so
true.
That doesn't hurt, really.
Yeah.
To be able to pick it this game. Hopefully, who was it last week that went AP Malphite? That would have been in the...
I didn't see that game.
That was on the Thursday series.
Yeah?
It didn't work out. So I think it was Numinator, actually. Because did Argon 53 split?
Nope, they 2-0'd RDS.
Oh, right. Yeah, I think it was Numinator, though. He went AP, first item Abyssal, and it was so far behind. But in this matchup, I would hope he doesn't do that. He can still go magic resist item.
Yep.
Like maybe just first item, even locket or banner or something.
Yeah.
And that would be okay. But overall, I honestly like Lunatic Piece team comp a lot better here. I'm not too sure how Yasuo would fit. It is good with Malphite, but they have a lot of great mix damage, a lot of good CC. They can engage pretty quickly with the Lee Sin and a Sivir.
So team comps here, you're saying you like Lunatic Piece
better? I
like
Lunatic Piece better.
I think I'm going to be inclined to agree with you here, Crafty. Just looking at the two of them here.
We do like to pick the same, and we are usually wrong.
Yeah, and we're always wrong. Whenever we're on the same one, we're always wrong.
And last week we didn't pick Lunatic Piece once.
Yeah, and now we're picking them, so now they'll probably lose. But we'll have to see. But you're right. We've seen Dark Creation on this Yasuo, but his performances on it haven't been incredibly convincing. Not convincing enough for me to say, yeah, like I'm okay with him playing it every game.
Like, look at how much magic damage they brought. None, except for Malphite.
Yeah. I would have maybe to like them see maybe a Maokai instead in the top lane.
Yeah, Maokai.
The Malphite.
The Meowkai.
Yeah, that new Meowkai skin, so cute.
Exactly.
And then I'm also not completely sold on the Caitlyn pick either. I think you could have went with a Lucian or a Corki there, or
a Jhin even. I don't care.
Yeah.
Jhin does the same poke and
is just
much more damage.
Yeah, just in a better spot right now than Caitlyn is. But I think we're going to take a short break here before we get in game, but it's going to be exciting here. Game 1 tonight. Stick around.
I used to be so innocent. All the things that happened have changed me. Internally, have changed me entirely. Somehow you tore down all of those I placed to keep me safe from going insane. So how do you expect me to fall asleep after the things you said to me, after the things you made me feel? The night goes on and on. The night goes on and on. I used to be so incomplete. I used to fear so many things, but now I'm undeniable, recognizable.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got word from Argon53 that we're going to have a bit of a pause when we get into game because one of their players disconnected, but we can still go through champion loading for you here.
Even take note of the keystones.
Yes, I'm looking at blue side, Crafty. You look at
I got red side here.
Okay, I got blue, I believe. Yep, got it down. But on blue side, we have got Lunatic Piece. We've got Adiash playing that Tom Kench in the top lane, Nartorius on Lee Sin, the last Uter bringing in the Lux, and Uza and AAA Blaze playing the Sivir Braum in the bot lane.
Yeah, and on the red side, we have Argon 53 with Numinator playing that Malphite, Toast bringing in his Graves. In the mid lane, Dark Creation playing that Yasuo, and in the bot lane, Caboose and Weeblet playing Caitlyn and Trundle.
Maybe we won't have a pause here. Looks like no pause yet. What do you think of that new Tom Kench skin, the Earth Kench?
Was that it? I didn't even.
That's
know.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. It's not. It's like probably the worst. Actually, I don't really like the Draven skin, but
Yeah.
I like the Meow Kai and
Yeah, that one's the best.
the definitely not Vel'Koz skin is pretty funny too.
Those are pretty humorous. No pause yet, so we'll just treat this as if we're not going to have a pause. Maybe the A53 player who disconnected was able to reconnect.
One thing to note from the from the Masteries was the 3 grasp of the Undyings from
A53.
Argon 53. Yeah.
Interesting.
Nubinator, Dark Creation, and Weeblet. And here's the pause.
Here is the pause.
Who was it that DC'd? It was
Caboose.
Caboose, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Restarting the router. So
Classic. So what do you think of the 3 grasps of the Undying? It's different.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It helps. I wouldn't say it necessarily helps Yasuo late game. I would honestly probably rather have else, probably like Warlords or Fervor maybe. I'm not a Yasuo player, so. And I'm definitely not a Trundle support player, so
Yeah.
maybe it's good on him. I would assume that you would either go that or Bond of Stone with Trundle support. Yeah, Monox over here hyped about the Jays.
Someone just hit a dinger?
No,
Oh,
they're
okay,
winning.
never mind.
They're winning, so that's all that really matters.
You're looking excited. As for the keystones on the side of Lunatic Peace, pretty standard across the board. Grasp the Undying in the top lane, Strength of Ages in the jungle, Thunderlord's Decree in the mid lane, Warlord's Bloodlust at ADC, and Bond of Stone at support. So pretty standard across the board for them.
Yeah, exactly. So hopefully this pause doesn't take too much longer because we can't really talk about that much at the beginning. They have standard items.
Yeah.
I wonder if this invade is going to work out.
Those are some cool Doran's blades.
Yeah, 2 of them. 2 Doran's blade to 1 Doran's blade.
Yeah, GG. That's game over.
More swords.
Yeah, more swords equals more kills, I believe. Who was that the other day who had so many swords? They had like,
I think that was...
It was someone. They had two long swords, 2 Dorans, and a BF sword. I was like, how are you even carrying all those? 5 swords at once.
I think it was Tough Guy.
Was it Tough Guy?
I don't know.
That seems like a tough guy thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to be pretty tough to carry 5 swords at once, if you ask me.
He's a little tough guy, though.
just a little one. You know, I'm going to be interested to see here how Lunatic Peace stacks up against Argon 53 because, not to discount them, but I just almost think Fellowship of the Nerds, I don't think they coming to that game against Lunatic Peace after they won the tiebreaker, I think Fellowship was kind of caught off guard. I agree. I think they were kind of expecting, like, oh, you know, this team didn't even...
I bet they were even expecting to do homework on
White or Wong. Fair enough.
They were like 20 minutes in, they're like, okay,
yeah, they started,
researching it up, and no.
Nope. Lunatic Peace. And they might have thought, you know, oh, this team didn't even qualify the first time. Like, whatever, we don't need to worry. We don't need to prep. We can just come in, you know, Fellowship on the top teams, thinking they could just come into the game against Lunatic Peace and maybe just kind of run them over here, give them the old welcome to SKL, but Lunatic Peace,
but honestly,
turn it around on them.
Yeah, and Nartorius brought a huge Lee Sin game in game 1.
Yeah.
And last Udyr played a huge Ziggs game in game 1 as well.
Absolutely.
Not as strong in game 2, but...
Yeah, I think he probably just absolutely tilted Baby Trog with that Ziggs.
I agree. Then you have to pick the Sivir just so you can spell shield it the next game.
Yeah.
Even that game, Baby Trog didn't... Like, that game was probably the worst game I've ever seen Baby Trog play.
Yeah, he was going a little too ham.
Yeah, he was going, like, double Wild Turtle that game.
Yeah.
Which is never the best thing to do, but... Interesting to note if Nartorius can bring the same kind of play style he did in that game on Lee Sin, if he can bring that same pressure early and snowball his team that way.
Maybe he's looking to channel his inner Dardoch.
Yeah.
Here, looking to Dar
full
Dick.
AD.
Looking to Dar Dick, Argon 53 here. We'll see if he goes for the full AD YOLO build. I doubt it, but we'll just have to see if Lunatic Peace can continue, you know, to show these teams that have been SKL for the whole season, if they can continue to show, like, hey, like, we earned our spot here, we deserve to be here, so you better watch out for us.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what they're going to do. This game is going to be, I would assume, a fairly even game, even from pick bans. The only thing that scares me is the fact that Tom Kench can stack a lot of armor. So can Lee Sin if he decides not to go full Dardic. Go a tankier version of Lee Sin. And so can Braum. Like they don't really need a locket. They don't need to waste gold on those kind of items.
Yep.
Which will help.
Yeah. it'll be interesting because Argon 53, again, just not having a consistent roster week to week. Because, last week, I think they had...
It was Little Benny in the mid lane.
Little Benny was in the mid lane. And now they're bringing back Dark Creation, who last played in week 2, I believe.
We had 2 weeks in a row of Little Benny.
Yeah.
And he played jungle once, mid once.
Yeah, Toast played mid in 1 week.
Argon played AD carry in week 3. We finally got Caboose back last week, and then now they bring back Dark Creation. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they're looking... I don't know if this is a strategic point or just who's available.
Yeah.
But Dark Creation maybe is a better champ pool into these AP carries.
Strictly Yasuo.
Yeah, strictly Yasuo Katarina. Whenever they want to play those 2 champions, they call them up. Let's get it going. We're playing Malphite. Let's get the Yasuo in here.
Here comes Nartorius onto Dark Creation on the Yasuo, forces him to flash over the wall, and that should be all from that. But maybe we'll look for him to make a return gank there, having burned that flash, and no summoners burned offensively by them.
Yeah, and it just seems fairly standard. Like, Dark Creation, a little, like his health bar was lower. He was poked out a little bit, but still ahead in CS, so that helps a lot. He came back a little bit sooner. And Tom Kench is the only one really losing in CS. As Toast is looking to take this, smited away by Nartorius.
Yeah, got it. Toast. But Toast, just getting Nartorius all wet with that Super Soaker. As Adiash is actually... Numinator took a lot of damage there. Now Nartorius taking some burn damage here, but Toast wants no part of that turret, so he's going to back off as well. Trades going on all over the place here already in game 1 between these 2 teams. And yeah, you know what? I agree that this is going to be I think this is going to be a close game. After seeing what we saw from Lunatic Piece last week, and even though Argon 53 2-0'd last week, I think... okay, whatever. I guess time constraints are a thing, but I think you got to get a consistent roster going. I just don't know if you can... build the synergy and the communication and all that good stuff when you're consistently changing players. If you're rotating players out every week, because that probably says that they're also they're probably not practicing with the same players as often. So I think for Argon 53 to be able to really step up into a playoff position, I think they need to figure out kind of a consistent roster as we get towards the end of the season and into playoffs here.
I agree 100%. Tom, an interesting note about the Tom Kench pick too as well. Just it hasn't really been super meta pick recently, but it still brings decent amount of disengage with the ability to eat somebody. If you were to say ult onto Caboose and he's knocked up, and then just if Adiash isn't knocked up, he can just eat the Caitlyn and run away.
Exactly. Yeah, despite his stats being nerfed in recent patches,
he's still a tank.
He's still a tank, and he still has that ability to just devour people, eat them all up, gobble them all up, and toss them around as the TP is completed here for Numinator, but immediately gets snared up by the last Uter. Great timing there by him on that ability, and it looks like it's going to be no advantages really coming from that TP. Flash was burned by the last Uter. Looks like Nartorius has burned it now as well. So Summoners burned off that TP, but now Adiash will have the TP advantage.
Yeah, and then I would assume that Tom Kench TP isn't the greatest. Like a Malphite TP is so much stronger than a Tom Kench TP. Exactly. And the fact that that's even just down, not that you have TP advantage, is even bigger. Just because if you decide to fight bot lane, you won't have that huge unstoppable force coming at you with a random TP, but he is 6 at least, so he does have the ability. Just have to wait for that TP cooldown if he wants to make it. But
yeah, I'm honestly surprised that Numinator, they maybe didn't wait until Numinator had 6 to do that TP, because Dark Creation still doesn't have flash up.
No.
So maybe they just didn't have the timing down exactly, or just they wanted to, that was the opportunity and they went for it. Unfortunately, nothing huge really coming from it here. Overall, no huge advantages going either way. Just almost a 1,000 gold lead right now for Argon 53, which is basically exclusively due to their CS leads in the lanes. If we could look at those now, Crafty. We're looking at the gold leads.
And now,
oh, is it? It wasn't though.
Yeah, it is.
It wasn't before. Now it is.
How is it?
I thought it disappeared.
It's still there.
Well, now I was looking at the gold, okay? And yes, so we're seeing CS differences in all lanes here for Argon 53, in the lanes at least.
Yeah.
Nartorius has a small lead in the jungle, but that's pretty much negligible. Yeah, as here we go, Nubidator with the Unstoppable Force onto the last Uter. There's that Wombo combo.
That's why you picked that.
Yeah, the last Uter getting some sick airtime on that. And Lunatic Peace with first blood, and they will now pick up the first dragon as
Argon
well.
53 with first
oh,
blood,
my bad.
And
Yep.
then they'll get first.
Sorry.
Lunatic
Yeah.
Peace will pick
I
up
was
dragon.
looking at the fact that the last Uter died and thinking first blood. Technically, first blood was on him because he died.
Yes. This is.
Yeah, first blood over to Argon 53, but good rotation by Lunatic Peace to go pick up the dragon, so it's not completely for free.
Exactly. It's not the most worth trade, I would say. I would say first blood is worth
Yeah.
the dragon, but if you can't do anything else around the map, if your jungler isn't able to gank bot while that's going on, then that's a fair trade. And it's also a good trade for the fact that Nubinator, it was a good trade for Argon 53 that roamed and is still up in CS.
Nartorius going in, kicks Weeblet back, but he flashes right back, throwing down that frozen domain. The ult coming in onto Nartorius, but it's blocked by a AAA Blaze. No, not in my house. Dikembe Mutombo out there. AAA Blaze just blocking shots. Great block there. Flash burned on Weeblet. Flash burn for AAA Blaze, but nothing really doing there.
Nartorius flash too. He had a flash kick.
Okay, Flash is burned all over the place.
So it was probably just even more worth for Argon 53 again because no kill comes out. 2 flashes for 1. And meanwhile, you see Toast stealing a blue buff, counter jungling up, getting something else done on the other side of the map. If you're not going to be able to kill Atiash at this point, just hit that farm on Graves.
Yep. Yeah, so overall,
But he is here for the game.
Go in on it. Nope, just takes out a ward. Yeah, so these teams trading overall, but Argon 53 coming out on top in most aspects.
Yeah.
We have Lunatic Peace picking up the first dragon, which is something. It's not amazing.
No.
But it's something. Better than a kick in the ass with a frozen boot, as my dad would say.
That's the classic. Is that the classic Cam?
That is what Cam would say, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it is true.
It is,
so.
yeah.
He's not wrong, but it's probably not the most accurate statement for League of Legends.
Well, my dad doesn't know much about League of Legends, so...
A true supporter of SKL.
Yeah. What's that video game thing you do? Get a job. Yeah, thanks, Dad. Weeblet stunned up here as the supports are trading all over the place. Numinator, I'm not sure. I think that might have been spell shielded, but Weeblet picks up a kill onto AAA Blaze. And on the hunt pop there by Uzer just to give him that extra speed, make sure he's not going to get caught out by anyone. Good TP there by Numinator, whether or not that ult actually did land or not. Still effective.
I think it was spell shielded.
Yeah.
But it was a great TP. He followed through, and Adiash a little late. And
now they're rotating up to the mid lane here. The double snare from the last Uter. They're doing damage onto Adiash. But now Nartorius is going in, but Dark Creation trading right back and picks up that kill. As we see Uza trying to 1v2, trying to just defend her tower in the bot lane. And it looks like they will push on this mid lane. Those 2 members of Lunatic Peace just going to back off here. And there should be the tier 1 mid lane turret going down here.
very free, and they might even catch out Uza here.
Yeah, as she gets knocked up by the pillar as the turret goes down. Weeblet going to tank a couple tower shots. Does Caboose want to use the ult here? No AAA Blazer. Should be able to let Uza stand behind him. And no kill picked up, and Uza successfully defends that tower as well.
Yeah, mass leads now for Argon 53. That's just these CS leads are accumulating, and they are growing CS leads.
And now Toast catching out AAA Blaze as Dark Creation gets exhausted, but this should be... Oh, no, AAA Blaze. No, there we go. Does go down. Dark Creation picking himself up. Yet another kill, but Toast too far in here into the members of Lunatic Pieces. He goes down, and they will look to turn this onto Weeblet as it's the double kill for Adiash. Final Spark picks up Caboose here, and Dark Creation just going to look to escape with his life.
That was sick. He knocked up mid-ward hop and stopped him from chasing him, but in the end not worth at all for them as they stayed a little bit longer than they probably should have, giving up 3 kills.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4 here. As
Dark Creation
has to burn Flash.
Throws down the wind wall as well here. I'm not sure if the Kench is going to catch Yasuo here. And Nunator just taking swings at this turret here, but the Voyage comes in from Adiash. Just going to chase him off of it, give him a couple licks on the butt on the way out.
I don't know what's the point in really chasing that far when you're just going to lose a bunch of CS under your tower when you're already down.
Yeah, he's just making sure. He says, hey, you get out of here. This is my neighborhood.
He should be getting the CS considering he's down almost 40.
Yeah, but that's one of those things that was like, it's Tom Kench. Like,
but
you're going to get tanky anyways kind of thing.
I
Obviously,
understand,
it's not good to be behind,
yeah,
but
Tom Kench, I guess, can be gold starved.
Yeah.
A lot more than, say, a Lux or something.
Yeah,
but Lux is still down.
There's worse champions you could be down in gold on.
Very true, very true. Not too much else to point out. The 3-0 Dark Creation at this point will be getting scarier and scarier, I would assume, as he's going. He went for that first item, Phantom Dancer, which I like on Yasuo.
Yeah.
I've played it twice, and it's fun, so.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Not my most played champion, but.
No, that would be Bard.
Probably at this point Alina, but.
Yeah. You are a jungle main here as Nartorius making his presence felt in the bot lane right now, but Toast coming right back in. The Glacial Fissure knocks up 2 members here, but AAA Blaze might be sticking around too long as he gets exhausted. Where's the rest of his team? AAA Blaze is going to go down here to the ult from Toast. Collateral damage there, and that looks like the only thing going to be picked up here. Yeah, they are just going to back off. 1 kill picked up for Argon 53. They've got themselves they're 2 kills ahead. They're ahead approximately 4k in gold and will be looking to pick up their first dragon as well. Should be, oh, the final spark. Nope, not going to be enough. That was close.
I thought the damage would be stronger on that.
Decent timing there by the last duder, but not close enough as dragons are now locked up 1-1 as well here. And Argon 53, not by much here, but they are in the lead right now in this early game.
I think they're just going to look to trade these 2 towers, top for bot tower, because Malphite TP still not up unless he's looking at TP. He might. Looks like Adiash won't even get it yet. If Nubinator wants to TP, as that will be available in a couple seconds here to maybe stop that push.
Are they going to take this push with the 1 minion? Get in there, minion.
Malphite ult is up, so it would probably benefit him to stay and just even dive if they.
Yeah.
Just 2 towers for 1 is a lot more worth. Unless they can keep pushing. I don't know.
Yeah, the 1 goes down. That is 2. Looks like they will. Yeah, we'll look to back off now. Did have all 5 members. Yeah,
so they will trade 2 towers for 2, it looks like, because mid tier 1 and top tier 1.
I don't know if top's going to finish.
Might.
Yeah, it looks like Tom Kench.
I don't think it's worth Nubinator to TP up, though. Because that's a great flank ability from him. Oh, and AAA Blaze.
Uh-oh, Toast gets exhausted here. He's panting. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this as he flashes into the Dragon Pit. Where'd he go? Looks like Lunatic Peace not going to be able to find him.
No.
And also that top lane turret staying up here. So worth trade there for Argon 53. Your mid lane tier 1 went down, but tier 1 for the opposing team is already down as well. And you pick up 2 towers to none in the bot lane right now. So good rotations there for Argon 53. Good decision to stay, even though they had a couple turrets under siege. Yeah. They knew they had 5 members that could take the tier 2 fairly quickly.
Yeah. And you can't really contest that with a Malphite. With 2 people defending a Malphite with the 5 there. It's so strong. And then I think they're going to take the Rift Herald buff top here and do the exact same thing that just happened on the other side of the map.
That's already pretty low. As Nubinator, he's had a couple times where he's just sitting up here just swinging at that turret.
Yeah. It'll take a while to Malphite by himself, but when squad's here.
Yeah, Notorious has got to be careful. He says, uh-oh, I don't want to get Gooden squatted. I'll let them have this tower as well. Great rotation there by Argon 53. Very decisive to say, all right, we got those 2 towers. Let's rotate. Let's defend that top tower quickly.
Yeah, 4 towers already?
Take Rift Herald, take that top one, and move on to the tier 2. But Lunatic Peace are here to defend.
They have a pretty decent wave players. Both Sivir and Lux will pretty much just with a Q each, or a Q and an E from Lux, will kill a tower. Will kill a wave very quickly. So the siege is in there unless you can wind wall it.
Yeah, and that's, even then, you're still going to have not the easiest time against the wave clear of Lunatic Peace. So Argon 53 will choose to back off here as Caboose actually gets locked up. Going to have to be careful as Nartorius is there, but they will back off. And Argon 53, they're just going to look to keep rotating around this map and pushing towers.
They should. They don't exactly have they have a good team fight, but also I would say Lux is super strong in team fight situations. So is Sivir once you get those crits going.
And having that Tahm Kench in there as well to disengage.
Exactly. So if they can accumulate a gold lead before they have to 5v5, it'll benefit them so much more when they are ahead and Malphite can have a good 4-man, 3-man ulti, as Caboose here is actually chasing last year, forcing flash.
Good predictive flash there by the last dude. Had the shield from his baton as well. Now Caboose is running away from Adiash, doesn't want to get tongued by that Tahm Kench, and gets out of there.
Adiash given a good tonguing usually.
I'd tongue Caitlyn, given the opportunity.
I'd tongue Sivir.
All right. No conflict there. We'll each go with our... Actually, I'd rather tongue Lux.
Yeah, true. I'd rather tongue Graves.
Yeah. He smokes, though. That's gross. You're not a...
Yeah,
I don't,
true.
I don't want any of that.
Trundle, the trolls.
Maybe if you're into that.
Yeah, I definitely like a good rock.
Yeah. Good tasty salty rock. Lee Sin wouldn't be able to see how ugly I actually am, so
yeah, true.
Yeah, he'll just be able to hear my soothing voice, and I'll just be like, oh yeah. As the unstoppable force goes on to the last Udyr here, as he might be caught out under tower here, they will look to finish the dive. The shields are there. Will they finish it off? They will, as Dark Creation picks that one up. Can they pick up more? Numinator actually in too far, and he's going to get devoured and spat backwards. The Sivir going to pick that kill up. 1 for 1 right now. Who can turn it around? Caboose, they pick up one. They will pick up another onto Uza right away. Nartorius, is he next? Nope, it is Dark Creation next to go down here. Nartorius barely living. Adiash, though, pretty tanking. He gobbles up Toast like he butters his buttered up and had him for breakfast, but Toast is going to get out of there. And the tier 2 mid lane turret should go down as well. There it is. And overall, a 4 for 2 in favor of Argon 53, as well as the tier 2 mid lane.
Very worth. A lot of gobbling up there, licking up, and very worth for Argon 53. They get a tower, and what was the trade of kills?
4 for 2.
Just Dark Creation and Numinator going down, and Dark Creation was tanking tower for what seemed like forever as a Yasuo that with a great 3-man, 4-man ult. I think it was 3, but well played. And they knew going in to start the fight, Numinator knew they could catch out last Udyr with that flash burn just by Caboose in the top lane a couple minutes ago. So just sees the opportunity, goes for it, and they get the catch and then win the team fight immediately after. Very worth.
Very worth, definitely, as they continue to extend their lead here, now up about almost 7k in gold. So really decisively in this game, but can you count out Lunatic Peace? We saw them have the huge comeback against Whiter Wong. So if I'm Argon 53, I'm remembering that in my head. Say, okay, these guys have came back before. We got to be careful.
Never forget.
That's Whiter Wong, rest in peace. Never forget. Numinator might actually be caught out here by 4 members of Lunatic Peace as he gets knocked backwards, gets stunned up by the concussive blows, the final spark. Everything else coming out. There he goes.
Oh, he saved that for so long to ult away. I think he could have gotten out a lot earlier. But they're looking to trade tier 1 for inhibitor tower.
Yeah, Numinator, the sacrificial lamb here, and this will be the inhibitor tower going down, and most likely inhibitor as well. Uza is back to defend, but it's going to go down too quickly here. Numinator just kind of playing the role of the distraction, the bait, but did they stick around too long? Weeblet getting slowed up and caught behind here, but the pillar. Great placement there by him. Nartorius hops forward, but now he may be the one extending too much. Frozen Domain going to look to slow down the members of Lunatic Peace here. And I think Argon 53 are going to get out of this. On the hunt was popped. Toast with the flank here doing a lot of damage onto Nartorius and to the last Udyr. And now it's Lunatic Peace turning their tails and running. And they are going to get out of it.
Yeah, they are. But a little bit late after that rotation play, they got the top tower, they caught out Numinator, but they should have realized that when you're sending 4 top to a tier 1 tower and the other team is all hovered around mid lane, they can easily shove that down if waves are in their favor, which they were, and they got an inhibitor out of it. So great distraction by Numinator. I think he even could have lived a little longer. He had the unstoppable force and could have used it as an escape tool way earlier in that fight, but still took their time long enough away that he could distract them to get the inhibitor.
Yeah, just barely, as it almost looked like Argon 53 was going to get caught staying too long there, but they were able to make it out. Good flank by Toast to help them get away. And Argon 53 extending their lead here. Great rotations by them, actually. A qualm I've actually had with them in their early games is that their shot calling hasn't been amazing. We've seen them make some questionable decisions in their earlier games in the earlier weeks. But this game from them has been incredibly clean so far.
Yeah, and they're looking to even just siege this one easily as they have to pop on the hunt just to even detour Nubinator from going in on them, as also Nartorius popped his ultimate.
Yeah.
Well, Nubinator went in on nobody.
AAA Blaze taken out with the Glacial Fissure, but Nubinator is actually the first one to go down here, and Toast has got to be careful. The tower did not go down either. Nubinator maybe just was tanking for a little too long, but Dark Creation goes in here looking to 1v4, and that does not go well for him. But he did quite a bit of damage as Toast picks up 1 kill. Can he find more onto AAA Blaze here? One more auto should do it, but he's not going to have it as Ooze is doing a ton of damage onto him back the other way here. Who will be the first one to go down? Toast gets shut down, not able to pick up anything else here, and that's 3 members of Argon 53 down right now. So good defense here for Lunatic Peace on that turret.
Nubinator, I think he was trying to detour them back and then ended up just walking around in front of them and chunking out way too low, and then also ulted just to Lee Sin, and Lee Sin with the easy safeguard away from it. Ended up getting nobody with that unstoppable force.
Yeah. And
it doesn't look like Lunatic Beast will be able to get anything off of it except for the gold out of those kills and just protecting their base.
Yeah, the opportunity to clean up their base.
Yeah.
But still, you know, they're showing their ability right now to not, you know, when they get behind in a game, they're not ones to sit back and just take it from behind. They fight back. You know, they said, you know, we're not going to let them just take this tower.
They fight back from getting taken from behind.
Yeah, they do.
As they should. Anyone should, probably.
But Argon 53 looking to engage again here, looking to catch out Nartorius with that pillar, but he's going to get out of there. And Argon 53 here, got to be careful.
Very, very much so. It's getting scarier. This is the kind of point that I like. That's the only good part about Caitlyn right there. Is you see those traps, zoning ability. They have this siege and they can't really get flanked. As Nubinator going in here,
getting chunked out very low. Will he go down? Not yet. The tower goes down, which is going to greatly benefit Argon 53 in this team fight, but they may be chunked out too low to want to continue it. It looks like they will just take the tower and then retreat with their winnings.
Yeah, Adiash also pushing bot right now. Decided not to finish that TP off, so he will be looking to push this tower. I don't know how quickly Tom Kench can do it, but he will not have TP for this Baron, which is something Argon 53 knows. So they're punishing that lack of TP commit, and everyone is still in base. This is free.
It should be here, down below half health, and you're right. Lunatic Beast not going to get here in time. Great Baron rush there by Argon 53. They knew they could do it. Like you said, knew TP was not available for Adiash, and that the rest of the team had back. So they took the tower. You know, they didn't follow up on trying to get any kills. They just rotated and said, all right, now let's take Baron. And now that's only going to help their ability to push.
Yeah, exactly. And they're in a great position right now to even, with the inhibitor still down, they have a ZZ, they have great wave control, they have the ability to go bot or whichever lane. I would assume bot because they got the ZZ top right now. I would assume they would go bot, even pressure that tower. That inhibitor will respawn quickly, I assume, as they look to chase down Adiash. I don't think they'll be able to get him, but waves are pushing in here and they will be able to pressure this inhibitor tower if they don't want to go for that inhibitor in the mid lane because it just came up.
Yeah, it did just respawn. They might want to just take that out quickly as it is not guarded by a tower, or they could look to take the bottom and just rotate up to that one quickly. It's really up to them here. The world is their oyster right now. The Rift is their oyster right now. They're ahead in this game. They can rotate where they want to and, you know, find the push that they want. Especially with Baron buff now active on all 5 members. It's really a matter, it's in their hands to dictate when they want to make their push.
I agree, and as you see though, this team will get tankier as Lee Sin, Tom Kench, and Braum are all building armor items. They will have the resistances to deal with them if the front line gets tanky enough. So that's a problem with the lack of AP damage coming in if this game can be stalled out long enough. it could end up swinging their way as a favorite as long as it's still close.
Yeah, they are getting tanky here, but they are looking to go on this inhibitor, but Lunatic Peace are fighting back here as they are just surrounding Numinator and Weeblet, who might be a little too far behind enemy lines, but Lunatic Peace is backing up as Adias gets shut down, but a kill traded back, 1 for 1. The other way here is Dark Creation and Notorious going down, 1 for each team respectively, but Uza is next here. The double picked up for Toast as the inhibitor does go down here. They might want to look to pick up another one before they start on the Nexus turrets, or will they, as AAA Blaze quickly goes down.
And
Toast
they're looking to win
follow.
right here.
Yeah,
That's
both
gonna be the
Nexus
game.
turrets are down here. Can Numinator and Weeblet finish it with the help of Caboose? The last Uter is there, does not have Final Spark available, and this will be game 1 going over to Argon 53.
Wow, what a way to end it, and a great finish, great closeout by Argon 53. Only 14 to 11 kills. One of the more strategic low kill games. We see a lot of bloody games in SKL,
Yeah.
but this one was quick 27 minutes, low kills, great map maneuvering and macro play out of Argon 53, which is something that they've really lacked and haven't shown the calls to win.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Argon 53 after that game. I said during the game how this is something I was worried about them, in these previous weeks, because we know a lot of these players on Argon 53. We know they're strong players individually, but they just haven't shown the cohesion coming in the previous weeks here, and they've dropped a lot of games because of it. But this game was so clean, so incredibly clean by them. Lunatic Peace barely had room to breathe. They had they pushed back a little bit, but it was just like one kind of misplayed team fight by Argon 53 was their only misstep in the game. And otherwise they just they hammered it home and they brought it in under 30 minutes.
And once again, the booty, crafty picks before game
Yep.
are wrong.
Classic. That's classic.
If we pick you, you better hope, you better bet against us.
Yeah, if whatever team we pick, bet on the other. Yeah, we're like 0 for 4. Yeah, over the past couple weeks here. Definitely not very good. Lunatic Peace, though, I think they could definitely bounce back in game 2 after seeing, what Argon 53 can do. They've shown resilience in the past in their first week. So
yeah, exactly. Even if you look at the scores, like a 3-1 for Kench, a 5-3, a 5-2-3 Lux. It really just their bot lane. It didn't seem like Sivir was doing anything in that game.
Sivir was way ahead in CS though.
Was she?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. Like it was the gold was strictly basically off turrets. It felt like, and they snowballed so much off that. And the Rift Herald helped. The push bot for trading for the 2 tier 1s was a great map and play. And I think that's really what changed the game in their favor so much more.
Yeah, so Lunatic Peace is definitely going to have to look to step up their macro play, make sure they eat their rotatos here before Game 2. And speaking of before Game 2, we're going to take a short break here, take a quick breather, but stick around for Game 2 between Argon 53 and Lunatic Peace.